Hello, everyone. Is anyone there? I'm just going to wait, give everyone a chance to join us. Oh, there's one person. Okay, 3 people. Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. I'm on the right account. Okay, everybody's jumping on. I'll give everyone a second to catch up with us. You may be wondering why I'm doing mail call, and I'll explain that in a minute. Hello, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Hi, Beth, Peg. Nice to see everybody. It's been a while since I've done mail call. So the reason I'm doing mail call is about 10 minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago, Elizabeth called me, and didn't realize my hair looks this bad, but whatever. Elizabeth called me because Nick has, I don't know, some virus that I haven't, the Nero virus. You guys might know more about the Nero virus, or some virus that is resulting in him being very nauseous and throwing up. And she didn't want to go over to the cabin to be exposed to my mother, and she was not organized to have mail call at her house. So she asked me to jump on. So no problem. I haven't seen anybody in a while, and I haven't done mail call in a while. Oh, the Moro virus, that's what it is. I guess it is horrible. And so we'll be expecting Elizabeth, the norovirus. We'll be expecting Elizabeth to be sick in a couple days. And we wanted to make sure that my mother didn't get it. So I know it's chicken shatting scheduled for today. So that'll be postponed till next week. And next week I'm going to be home. I'm still down in Aiken, and I'm going to be home probably Friday time frame. So going home to check in on the shenanigans. I do talk to Elizabeth every single morning, and you know how Elizabeth is. She talks a lot. So we usually have about at least an hour-long conversation a day. So I'm up to speed with everything that's happening in Ipswich. I do sometimes read the Doggy Daily, not every day, but I do read the Doggy Daily. So I'm pretty up. I know some of the projects that we've been working on, and I talked to our lawyer. So I'm and how is Wanda? Well, Wanda's right here. Wanda, she was here. Wanda, come here, Wanda. Wanda, come. Come here, Wanda. Come on, Wanda. There she is. Oops, that's me. There's Wanda. There's Wanda. Hello, Wanda. Say hi to everybody. There she is. It's a rainy, cold day here in Aiken. We went off to a little horse show. There's horse shows in Aiken every single day, and I'm going to park the car. And so we've wrapped up our construction day a little early because it was raining so badly. So I ran over because there's this pretty big horse trials going on. And I went and I was watching the show jumping of these Olympic riders, which is pretty cool. And I can take you, after I'm done chatting, then I was going to walk you around and show you some of these really expensive horses. But it's all wrapped up for the day. They have another event tomorrow. And like Boyd Martin, I don't really know the players, but they're big show jumping and eventing riders here today. So we did a little bit of that. It's a Friday, and there's like a big horse show every day in Aiken. I never do anything fun because all I do is build a barn. The barn is coming along. I should share the latest video of the barn. It's almost done. We're putting up the doors next week and wrapping up most of the construction. And it's been, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, how hard could it be to build a barn? I hired people to come in. It's a pole barn, so I hired people to put the roof on, and then I thought, oh well, I'll just put the sides on the barn. How hard can it be? Oh my God, I never realized that construction was so much cutting. And so I've been cutting wood for like one board at a time for about a month. Every day, 7 days a week, I work with this guy Steven, who's he's like 40, and he's been in the construction trade and I've convinced him to come and work for me. And every day he and I, and then we have also a group of local construction type guys that have tractors that come in every once in a while, but they're really expensive when they come in for the day, so we try not to use them all the time. But it's coming along nicely. I can share a video later. And measure twice, cut once. Yeah, that is the problem with me is I measure once, then I forget the number, then I measure again, and then by the time I walk over to the saw to cut the lumber, then I'm like, oh, was it 40 and a half or was it 40 and 3/4? And so it's usually 3 times. And so I've learned how to use the screw gun really well, and saw and get angles. I've never built anything, and I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, but it's a huge challenge to, when you're investing all this money at the end of the day, if it doesn't look good, it's going to be a disaster. And I don't have if I screw it up, I've put all my money into this house in the barn, and if I screw it up, then a failure is not an option. Let's just say that. I don't have the money to fix it and make it something else. So we only have one shot to make it nice. So fingers crossed, I'll keep you updated on all that. And let's see, does anyone have any questions on what's going on? I know that I've been texting back and forth or emailing back and forth with a few people. A lot of people had questions about numbers. My mother, one of the things that I've noticed about my mother is on cold, rainy weather, inclement weather, she likes to spend her days inside on the computer trying to run numbers. And so she's been running numbers a lot, and it's more weather related than anything else. But at the end of the day, we have a board of directors. I'm the treasurer on the board of directors. We have a account, the Goldy's Farm account, and I have access to it online. So my mother tends to spend her days arguing with Excel and getting frustrated and confused about the numbers. I have a different spreadsheet, and it's it's more accurate numbers. So I know there was a lot of issues with Elizabeth because there was a $6 Starbucks charge on the in the Goldy's Farm account, which I actually saw last week, and I was like, oh, Elizabeth got herself a coffee on the way. Says that anything over $500, we need to have board approval. Any big projects, anything like that, we have to have board approval. We meet roughly once a month now. And so I've told Elizabeth when she does, Elizabeth is not paid. She does not make a salary. She does not get free housing. She actually pays to, to live there until it's a long story, but she's under purchase and sale. But until that closes, she's going to be, she's renting. And then, so she's not compensated by Goldy's Farm in any capacity, which is fine. So I've told her, if you spend your day out at nursing homes or senior centers with the dog, stop at Starbucks on your way home, and feel free to grab yourself a cup of coffee as a special treat. So she's been doing that, but she pays for her own coffee. But the other day she went and bought coffee. She bought her own coffee with her own card, but she used the Goldy's Farm card to buy she calls them puppuccinos. So she bought puppuccinos for whatever dog she had with her, and it came up I saw it on the account, and I didn't even question her about it, but my mother did. Like, are you buying coffee? And so it became a thing. I guess my mother put it in the Doggy Daily, and 5 people have reached out to me about Elizabeth buying coffee. So I'm glad you guys are all diligent on it, but I think that I personally feel that Elizabeth deserves more than a cup of coffee. Maybe I'll even buy her lunch when I'm home. So that's one issue. I'm trying to think of anything else. My mother's health seems to be doing great, improving. She seems, from what I can tell, she's doing better than ever, other than she doesn't like the cold, which I have seemed to have adapted that philosophy too, because I don't like the cold. So she's been much better. We're charging forward with some strong plans for this summer and this fall. when I get home, on my to-do list is Wallace has been doing a great job cleaning up. There's been fallen trees and for some reason a massive amount of pine cones, and so he's been cleaning up the pine cones, which is fantastic, and fixing fences and things that just what I would consider deferred maintenance. So we're getting a big jump on the start of the spring. In the spring, when I get back, we'll be starting to do the planning to move the goats from where they are and fix the area over by by the iced tea tent, because we'd like to make the area behind the iced tea tent, which, based on our arrangement with Service Dog Project, our current arrangement with Service Dog Project, we may use the area behind the iced tea tent. And so we're going to move the goats down there and put the chickens down there, set up the iced tea tent with nice tables and chairs, so that when our seniors come from all the different senior centers and the veteran centers, and also the current group that are doing the hiking in the back on Goldy's Hill, they can have lunch, and then the goats and the donkeys and the chickens can be all right on the other side of the fence, so that they can interact with the goats and animals. So that's our next big push. And then we're getting the rickshaw bikes, don't forget about those, that we're going to get those pumped up and repaired so we can start pedaling seniors up and down or around the Bradley Palmer paved pathways in Topsfield. That's a service from Goldy's Farm. I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so we're just kind of slowly moving forward. I know I'm not always around, but we're slowly moving forward with a much bigger plan to do lots of good things for seniors and veterans moving forward and towards the end of 2024, and then in 2025 and beyond. Any questions? Carlene gets a meal once a week from a senior group. Yes, she does. Yep. And yeah, that would be nice to send Elizabeth a gift card. We've had a lot of conversations about her Starbucks. I think she deserves a cup of coffee. So, but you know how everybody is nowadays online. Little things become a much bigger issue, and people are always looking for things, holes in a system. But hopefully we've got everything running smoothly, and we are fully transparent. Although, if anybody has any questions about financial stuff or projects or anything else, let me know. You can always reach out to me through email, and I'd be happy to explain our plan or any financial thing that we have that may be in question. Let's see, any questions now? I'm going to scroll up here and hope that she doesn't ever send a spreadsheet out of, okay. Yes, Elizabeth is incredibly hard worker, and Miss Carlene needs to move to Aiken, South Carolina. She's welcome to visit. Actually, I tried to get her to visit, and because she's on that new medication, I'm still working on trying to get her down here that would be fun for a couple days. She doesn't like to travel. For the past 20 years since she began the Service Dog Project in 2020, I've never known her to take a vacation. She's always worked 7 days a week, 365 days a year for the Service Dog Project. The only time she's gone on what it was even vacation, but it's like a Service Dog Project related. Like she went down to see Sandy to talk about lots of different synergy with what was happening with Sandy and her dogs. And then she goes down there and ends up working with Sandy's dog. So that's not a vacation. A vacation to me is where you sit on some beach and have, fruity drinks and swim in warm, clean water where you can see your feet, and maybe, I don't like to lie in the sun, but maybe walk on the beach, drink a little bit too much, that kind of stuff. I don't take a lot of vacations either. What am I talking about? But if I were to go on vacation, I'd probably go someplace warm and with fruity drinks. Okay, so yes, we will be rescuing horses and housing them in Aiken as well as Meredith. Right now, I have set up a separate area on my property for where I can quarantine horses and then have use. Actually, our plan right now is I'm driving home next week, not next Wednesday and Thursday. I might get pushed off till well, anyways, I'm driving home next week, and I am bringing up the white little pony that's in Pennsylvania that we rescued, the little that is going to join Delight. Hopefully, we hear that he's nice and could potentially join Delight and go to senior centers and nursing homes, because in this winter, like, Delight's all shaggy and dirty, so we've stopped bringing the animals inside to nursing homes, and we're gonna do the goats and the horses starting this spring, weather permitting. And the Delight and this other little white horse will be the horses that go, and then probably another donkey. We're looking at Clark for that, but so I'll pick up him, another thoroughbred that we rescued. That is, I don't even know. We paid for the thoroughbred. It came out of a kill pen that's in a quarantine in Pennsylvania with the white pony that we got from the auction. And then they're at Nancy Diaz. She runs a quarantine barn for us. And then so I'll pick those guys up, drive them up to Massachusetts, and then turn around, get the horse trailer, the bigger horse trailer, the 4-horse trailer. And then we're going to drive back to Pennsylvania, to New Holland. We'll get 2 standardbreds, or whatever we can get at auction. We'll pick up those 2 standardbreds and then bring them back and quarantine them down here in Aiken in the new quarantine facility that I've made. And then when I come back for the season, for the summer, then I will bring those two, because they'll be fully quarantined, back to Massachusetts, and they'll go to Meredith Farm at that time. This is all dependent on, we've put together this very detailed plan, and I have the bumper pull old trailer that I personally bought in, it's like 2003, and I've been using it as a landscape trailer, but it's a really nice kind of bumper pull trailer. It's a horse trailer, and I noticed the other day, I might have to get the floor replaced next week, because the floor looks a little wonky. I've got to get the floor checked, and I have an appointment on Tuesday for that. So those are some of the complications that happen in the world of rescuing. Is you got a lot of equipment and big heavy animals standing on a horse trailer. So I might have to get, so that if I'm not there on Thursday, it's because they needed to replace the floor in this old trailer. And also in the process, I can post this online too, is there's an older paint blind mare that is in the kill pen in Tennessee. So I am going back tonight. I've been working with a sanctuary to in Tennessee to take that mare. They've agreed to take her. We've worked with them before. So I'll go back and pay for her tonight so she can be released tomorrow. So look for that. I haven't been posting as much on Facebook as I probably should, because I'm so exhausted at the end of the day. Boy, this construction stuff, it's a lot of heavy lifting. I'm too old. And yes, Wallace is fantastic. We have a lot of plans for Wallace in the future, because what Wallace brings to the table is, not only is he big and strong and always cheerful, he's as cheerful as Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I really have never seen her have a grumpy day. Unlike me, I can have grumpy days and get a little mouthy. But Elizabeth is always just cheerful, and so is Wallace. It's amazing. So Wallace is definitely part of our future plan. We're going to keep him on to do the repairs for fencing, as well as our long-term plan in 2024 is to have Wallace working. We're going to have 2 stalls that are dedicated for training stalls, and the arena, once we get it back, all that money that we invested in the arena, we will be able to use that again for Wallace training horses, which means that when I go to the auctions and I see horses that are in the kill pen or in the auction that haven't been handled, haven't been ridden, are dangerous, then I can, and are heading to slaughter because of that, that can happen. Then I can buy them, and Wallace can work with them and, retrain them and to be productive horses. We actually have a horse like this at Meredith right now that I wish we could have on camera. She's been severely abused, like physically abused. So she has damage to her muscle tissue, and she's terrified. And Wallace has spent the last week just working with her, and she's really making some great improvements. I wish that we could show that on the improvements that he's been making with her in the format of the arena, but in 2024, no, we're 24 now, so that'll be 2025. We will be able to have that be part of what Goldy's Farm does. Is, you know, Goldy's Farm is all about giving animals a second chance and allowing other animals a soft landing, and so Wallace is definitely a part of that. Somebody asked about Gabby. I saw Gabby last week. Gabby's doing fantastic. Gabby's that little mini that someone dumped with us, literally, and she's a really precious little tiny animal. She's really good she's really good at the nursing homes. We brought her to a couple nursing homes. We brought her to a bunch of kids events and things like that. She's really done really well. However, the problem with Gabby is that she had two sets of molars in her mouth, and we had treated it once, but we didn't actually remove them. We just treated it so that it wasn't, because the two sets of molars, food was getting caught in the inside, and the outside was cutting the inside of her mouth. So we had the vet try to open everything up so that she could be more comfortable. And he said that would be a short-term fix that would fix her for about a year, but she really needed the expensive surgery to have all that pulled out and reconstructed. So I brought her down to Aiken with Chester, who's still in Aiken, not with me, but Chester's still in Aiken. And so she had the surgery, and she's doing really well. She's with this woman, Erin, who she did all the rehab for us, which was fantastic because she needed all this special treatment and shots, and it was quite an ordeal. And Erin is excited to start her own program, and I'm going to work with Erin to bring her to some senior centers down in and around in Aiken. So Gabby at this point is going to stay in Aiken because she's got a lot of work to do down here. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then Chester was sold to someone in Middleburg, Virginia. And Chester, you guys all know Chester's got a few issues. Chester was there for, 5 days. Wallace actually stopped down, was driving to Florida. He went to that woman's house in Middleburg, Virginia, to try to help her understand Chester a little bit. We worked with her, and everything was fine. But the woman decided at the end of the day that he wasn't the right fit, just a little too much horse for her. So Chester ended up back down here with me in Aiken, and the last thing I needed was Chester. So I found a woman who was excited about having a challenge. She needed a horse to go fox hunting with, and I said, well, if you can get on him and stay on him, then you can borrow Chester. So Chester's out fox hunting with Belle Meade here in Belle Meade's over in Georgia, so it's about an hour from here. So he's getting and this is fantastic for him. He's getting ridden every day, and he's got a person that he's working with. I probably will go. I'm not going to leave him down here. I'll probably bring him back to Meredith Farm when I go back home, bringing the horses that we rescued from New Holland. And Chester, I have a 4-horse trailer. That's 3 horses. So yeah. That's the plan. Lots of moving parts. It seems like most people's head would spin with all of this, but I've been doing this kind of cadence for a long time. So anyways, any questions for me? Let's see. Any other questions that I missed? I've been trying to watch as we go through. I'm going to turn the camera now, and I'm going to just take a little walk. It's a rainy day. It's warm, but it's rainy. And I'm going to see if nobody has any questions, I'm going to see if I can just sneak into one of these barns and walk through, because that's the best part about these events is there's just so many big fancy horses that are competing. So I'm going to try to give you a quick. I might get kicked out, so that might happen. That'll be exciting, but I might get kicked out. But I'll just kind of walk through with the camera and give you guys a sense of what a horse show, like a high-end horse show, these are all like the top riders that are here, what their horses look like. I think they all look like gigantic giraffes. They're so, wow, they're really big horses. And for me to say that is a lot. So if nobody has any questions for you, okay, so I can also answer one other thing is mail call next week. We'll start on Monday. Hopefully everyone will be healthy, and we will do the chicken shatting. All right, so if anybody has any other questions, you can always reach me at jj@JanineJakes.com if you have any questions about what's happening with Goldy's farm, what's happening at any capacity. Let me know. And I actually have time now to return emails and things like that, because I don't have it's nice and quiet down here in Aiken because it's just me. So, all right, well, I'm going to turn this around now. I'm going to get out of the car, charge the key, and we're going to go for a little clandestine walk through all these barns until we get kicked out. All right, so here we go. I'm turning this around. Okay, so I'm just going to walk through with my camera like this, and maybe no one will notice. All right, here we go. See, this is the rainy day here in Aiken. All right, let's just walk through and see if anybody kicks me out. Just holding my camera like nonchalant. And these are all the, these are all the competitive horses that have been, everyone's usually very nice. So we'll see. Okay, this has a lot of people in it, so we won't walk through this one. We'll go to the next one. Hello. Hello, horsey. Hello. Hope you guys like this. This is always my favorite part, is to go talk to all the horses. These guys will be jumping like, 4.5-foot fences tomorrow. This horse is standing in boots full of ice. Hello. Almost got some man changing. Oh, there's another horse in ice.
I gotta be honest.
This guy's having his breakfast. Nice slobbery breakfast. Looks a little messy. Okay, we're going to the next barn. Nobody's kicked us out yet. This is fantastic. Lots of equipment that goes through this sport. Hello. Say hello to everyone. And it just keeps going on. There's about, I don't know, that many. These barns go up and down. There's probably about 20 of them. But this is the championship of these eventing, so there's only about 30 horses here. Not all these barns are full. These are the ones that have
this is a qualified event that horses had to qualify for. So, and way out over there is the rings that they're setting up. So there, welcome to Aiken. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little diversion from mail chat, and if you guys don't have any further questions. Okay, yeah, good. I don't see any other questions. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.